In today's YouTube video, I want to show you how I train my clients' teams to become more productive. I work with agencies and online businesses scaling to multiple 7 figures per year, and one of the issues they are facing very often is productivity, because when you have more team members, you have less accountability and less visibility. You don't know who is responsible to take care of what, and sometimes you don't know how exactly this team member is contributing to the team's success. But you also need to understand that not everyone is super visible in a company. Therefore, you need to make the right decision as to who you're keeping and who you're letting go from your company. Because productivity does not necessarily mean someone is loud and doing busy work, but it's a person who is completing tasks that are moving the needle. Now, another thing I want to address here is the term productivity. You don't want to have team members that are constantly connected to your business, because working online means that you can work literally from anywhere. So make sure that you're careful when it comes to the availability, the working hours, and also that your team does not burn out. So you want to be in this sweet spot of productivity where your team members have enough time to rest, take care of their own things, and also work in your business. So let me show you how I make sure that my clients' team members are in that sweet spot. I'm going to show you 3 or 4 productivity tools that you can implement right away. The first one is organizing your departments. This is the most important thing you need to do. You need to have a solid business foundation. And this is how I help actually our clients scale, because very often they don't have their departments organized. Everything is a mess. You have multiple sheets, multiple docs, multiple team members that don't really have a job description. So the first thing we do is we organize the departments. We create a sales hub, finance, hiring, systems, HR, client success, and project management tools. These are the parts that we are taking care of for them to make sure they have a solid business foundation. So for yourself, you need to reflect on this and think, do I have a sales hub? What does that mean? That means you have a database where you're tracking your sales data. You have systems and processes for your sales department. And you do the same for finance, hiring, HR, and the rest. These are very important things to have in place, because if you don't have the right ecosystem and environment for your team, you're going to have a chaotic business and you're going to have a very messy business. So make sure to organize your departments. Again, this is something you must have if you want your team members to perform. And before I move on to the next one, I also want to share that if you're looking to automate your client onboarding, then check out the one-click onboarding in the description below. Or if you want us to build the systems for you, then you can always schedule a call with me and my team where we can consult you on the next steps for your business and what systems and productivity tools you may need for yourself. So let's go on to the next tool. The next thing we have is meetings. You want to make sure that there is amazing communication within your team. You want to have a Monday call and a Friday call. It could be with all your team members if you have a small business, or with your leadership team if you have a larger business. So you want to have the Monday call where you're setting the focus for the week, and then the Friday call where you have the weekly review. The way I like to do it with larger clients is implementing the leadership call every Monday where we set the focus for the week, and then the leaders go and have individual meetings with their team where they share the focus, they discuss the different details, and then they start the weekly sprint. From there, every Friday, we also have the weekly review where we're checking the progress. You can see here the progress, the updates, the feedback, and also the action items from this week's progress. I like to track all of this within a project management tool. It could be ClickUp, for example. ClickUp has docs, and you can create these docs on a weekly basis. One doc equals 1 week. So every week before the meeting starts, every team lead goes in here and adds these details as well as the projects and the tasks. And then at the end of the week, every Friday, you have a 1-hour call to discuss what happened, any reviews, any progress. So this way you are always up to date and your team knows exactly what they need to work on. If you don't have a focus for the week, you're going to have a very messy week and a very messy business. You will likely not hit any of your goals. So make sure that when you're starting your week, you have an intent. Every week has certain tasks that are being worked on. And if you have urgent tasks, of course, you can add them on the focus for the week, but always make sure that you're starting your week prepared. And this is imperative for every team lead. The next tool I want to show you is the focus for today. Since we created the focus for the week, we also need to have a focus on a daily basis. That's why every day at the start of the day, I ask my clients' team members to submit a message on a Slack channel or a Discord channel, whatever you're using. And what they're going to share here is the focus for the day. It looks like this. Do this, do that, 1, 2, 3, all these tasks. Or if you're using a project management tool, it can also look like this. Now you may be wondering, why am I using the focus for the day if I already have a project management tool and I can go and check the tasks over there? If you've used a project management tool before and you've done it for quite some time, you understand that it can get very cluttered and it can get very busy. So this focus for today is a tool not only to track tasks and what is being completed, but also it's an amazing tool for accountability, because everyone needs to update this message by the end of the day. So by the end of the day, it would look something like this, and it makes it easier also for managers to check what has been worked on. One last thing I also need to mention here is that as a manager, you can also come in here and change the focus of your team members. So for example, if someone is saying, oh, I'll work on these 10 tasks, then you can tell them, well, you don't need to work on this one today. We have this other urgent task, so you can help them perform. All right. So what you need to do to make this happen within your business, you can set up the daily reminders at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. every day to send a notification for your team to submit the focus for today message. You can introduce this to your team and then hold them accountable to update their focus for today by the end of the day with emojis. These emojis right here mean that this task has been completed, it has been rescheduled, or it is blocked. And this is a very powerful tool if you want to make sure that the inputs are going to also be reflected on the outputs, because you shouldn't just be setting goals as to where you want to get with your business, but instead you should make sure that the inputs are there, that the team is performing every single day. And you do it in an organized way and in a way that your team understands exactly what is expected out of them, so they don't have to be connected 24/7 on their phones or their laptops to perform. So this is going to help your team perform. And this is the manager's role to make sure that the focus for the day is submitted. This is also the manager's role to make sure that the focus for the week has been created every Monday. All right. Now, I want to show you one last tool that not a lot of people talk about, especially in the online space. This is a very typical project management tool that is used in the corporate world, but not really in the online space, and that is sprints. So the first question you will have is, what are sprints? And sprints are a time box period during which your team is focusing on certain tasks to accomplish. So a sprint could be 2 weeks, or it could be 1 month. I prefer to have 1 week sprints, especially for smaller teams, because it makes it easy to move forward with tasks and make sure that all the tasks we set to complete for the week are being done. So let me show you an example on how you can do this on a popular project management tool like ClickUp. This is a demo workspace within ClickUp. And as you can see here, we have a list of tasks. And over here, we can have task 1 and task 2. And one feature that is super underrated is a sprint folder. The sprint folder is creating new lists every single week. And on these sprints, which are lists, you can add your tasks. So you have this view right here with all your tasks, and I can click here on add to sprint, and every task is going to reflect on this sprint. The reason why this is very useful is because you may have tasks on different departments, or you may be working on multiple client accounts. Let's say you're an agency and you have multiple clients. Suddenly you have so many tasks, you don't know which one is a priority or which one is a priority for this week. So for this reason, I like to use the sprints folders, which you can find on the Click apps. It's called this one right here. And over here, you can have the sprints. Okay. If you search, you're going to find sprints. Okay. You're going to use this, you're going to turn it on, so you can start using the sprints folder right here. And on a weekly basis, you would know what tasks have been completed. You have 50 tasks here across the different departments, across the different client accounts, and then you know exactly which one it is a priority, which one is not, and which one you can move on to the next sprint. So this is how I use sprints, and in reality the process for sprint, it looks like this. You're planning every Monday, you have your tasks, you create the weekly sprints, your team is executing whatever it is on that sprint, you have reviews, you deliver, and then you report back as to what worked, what didn't work, and that is the Friday weekly review. So this is, guys, how I make sure that my clients are happy with their team and also they are super productive. The reason I implement these tools is because as you're scaling, you may become less profitable if you bring in more team members that are not contributing to your company's success. So with that being said, if you're looking to implement these tools for yourself, and feel free to do it after watching this video, or if you want us, me and my team, to come in and implement these tools for you, then check the link in the description and you can schedule a call with me or my team. And yeah, let me know in the comments, do you use any of these tools already? Do you use the focus for today? Do you use the weekly sprints? What exactly do you use to make sure that your team is super productive? Let's share in the comments below. So that's it, guys, and I'll see you on to the next video. Bye.